Right, question 10. So I've started off just by writing down some trig identities that are going to be useful. Okay. So the first thing I need to do, I need to look at this cos 3a. So let's start off by thinking, well, what about if it was cos 2a add a? Right? So that's cos 3a, isn't it? So let's just write this down. So obviously I'm just going to sub them in here. So what's that give me? That gives me cos 2a cos a, take away sine 2a sine a. All right, next step. Well, I need to do something there, and I need to do something there. All right, so let's think about what cos 2a is. So cos 2a, if I think about that, is so just a double angle formula. So that's where these guys are going to be the same. So that's going to be cos squared a take away sine squared a. Take away sine squared a. And remember, all of that's multiplied by cos a. All right, we'll tidy up in a second. And then take away, let's think about what sine 2a is. Okay, so that's going to be sine a cos a. Right, so it's just going to be two lots of those, isn't it? So it's going to be two lots of sine a cos a, and then remember we're multiplying that by sine a. All right. Okay, so probably let's just multiply some bits out and just see where it takes us. Okay. So it's just having a bit of confidence, really, just to go with this. So what's that going to give us? That's going to give us cos cubed, and then we're going to multiply. Wait a minute. If we see the sine squared a, right, so I'll tell you what, I'll write that down first of all. But I'm just thinking, wait a minute, that's 1 minus cos squared, isn't it? All right. And then let's see what happens over here. And then we're going to take away. So what have we got? We've got 2 sine squared a times cos a. Right, let's swap these with 1 minus cos squared. Right, see what that gives us. So we've got cos cubed there, and then we're going to have cos a, so we've got 1 minus cos squared a. Whoops, made a bit of a mess of that. And then minus, I'll write the 2 cos a at the beginning, and then we're going to have 1 minus cos squared a, just there. Right, let's see what happens. So when we multiply this out, so we've got cos cubed, then we've got take away cos a, and then we're going to plus cos cubed a, and then let's have a look over here. That's going to give me minus 2 cos a, and then we're going to have plus 2 cos cubed a. Put all of that together. How many cubes have we got? We've got 4 of them. So 4 cos cube a, just that. And then we've got minus cos a minus 2 cos a, which is minus 3 cos a. Which is, what we were looking to get to. All right. Now then, let's have a look at part B. All right. So, now what does it say on part B? Now, always remember, when you've got show that, you're going to use that down here. Okay, we've got to. All right. So it's going to be 1 minus 3. So just imagine that x is the a. All right. So 1 minus that lot. So let's write it down. Okay. We've got 1 minus, and then we're going to have 4. I need that in brackets, don't we? So cos cubed, it's just an x instead of an a. All right. And then minus 3 cos x. And what's that going to be equal to? That's equal to sine squared x. Well, that's 1 minus cos squared, isn't it? So let's replace that just there. Let's get rid of these brackets here, all right, because that's just a bit messy. So we can have the minus in here. Don't forget that's now going to change to a plus just there, okay? So it's now, we can take away the 1's from both sides, and then I can add cos squared to both sides as well, okay? So it's going to give us this here. So we add cos squared, so it still looks a little bit horrible, but actually we've done the hard work, and that equals 0. So what we're going to do now, if we take out, if we just change all the signs, just imagine everything moving over to the other side, right? Because I always like to have a plus at the beginning, okay? So let's change that to a plus, change that to a minus, change that to a minus, right? Just multiply both sides by -1. Right, so let's take out cos x. So we've got cos x. Now let's think about what we've got left here. So that's going to give me 4 cos squared x minus cos x minus 3. You can factorise this, all right? It's just a quadratic, isn't it? That's all it is. So cos x, have a little think. You might need to have a little play around with that for a moment. I initially thought it might be 2 cos x on both sides, but it's actually going to be 4 cos x, and the other one's going to be cos x. I need to multiply, so I've got 3 in 1. So I want to get minus, so I can have the 4 is going to be, sorry, the 1's going to be there. I was thinking ahead of myself then. And the 3 has to be there. And that's going to be a minus, that'd be a plus. So what we need to consider is, so this is 3 things multiplied together. So when is this going to be equal to 0? When's that going to be equal to 0? When's that going to be equal to 0? So let's just take each one in turn. So when's cos x equal to 0? So x could equal plus minus 90. Okay, so there's 2 solutions there. Now let's consider this one. So when's 4 cos x plus 3 going to equal to 0? Divide by 3, take away 3 and divide by 4. So cos x equals minus 3 over 4. So if you inverse cos that, that's going to give you, it's going to get you 138.6. Now in the range that we need, it's only going from minus 90 to 180, so that's actually the only solution there. And now let's consider the last one. So we've got cos x minus 1 equal to 0. So cos x equals 1, inverse cos that, and we get 0. And again, that's the only solution in our given range. So our answers are plus minus 90, 138.6, 0.